use machine learning, as there'll be some unique benefits that we can get by doing this client-side in the browser, as we'll see later. And we're currently at a very exciting time where machine learning is now being even more widely used. And we may even be entering a new age, which may allow us to make more human progress than we have done in the entire history of our existence. These are really exciting times to be alive, and now is the time to get started with machine learning, as there are only very few times in our lives we get to experience something as large as this. And on that note, there are many ways you can use machine learning. Things like object detection, such as recognizing an object in an image. Or what about regression, which basically means predicting a numerical value from some input. For example, what is the price of a house if the square footage is 1,000 square feet? With enough training data, you can predict this with machine learning. Or how about natural language processing to understand human language? With this, we can mark if a sentence on a blog post comment is toxic or not, or if it has a positive or negative sentiment. One could use this to assist in blocking trolls on a website before it even gets posted. Or how about audio for speech recognition? I'm sure many of you have many smartphones and tried the web speech APIs. All of this is powered by machine learning. And finally, we have generative and creative examples, one of which we can see on this slide, which was created by NVIDIA's recent research. Now, none of the faces in this animation are real. They've been dreamt up by the machine learning model. Just like if I asked you to imagine a purple cat, you probably could do so even though you've never actually seen one. Now, the machine learning here has learnt the essence of what a human face is composed of and is then asked to generate new ones. And TensorFlow.js is a machine learning library written for JavaScript. And doing machine learning in the browser has several advantages, such as lower latency, as no server is involved, user privacy, as the data stays on the device, and super easy deployment, because anyone with a web browser can use it. And that means you can use machine learning anywhere JavaScript can run, which of course, as we know, includes the browser, the server side, desktop native, mobile native, and even IoT devices. And if we dive into each one of these stacks in more detail, you can see many of the technologies we know and love. And JavaScript is one of the only languages that can run across all these devices without extra plugins, giving you the ability to deploy and run anywhere in one code base. And that's a great win for JS devs because you can make scaled web applications powered by machine learning in all of these environments, and maybe either hardware from the browser or standalone if you wish. Now with TensorFlow.js, you can run, retrain via transfer learning, or write your own models completely from a blank canvas. And with this, you can use it for anything you might dream up. Things like sound recognition, gesture-based interaction, sentiment analysis, conversational AI, and much, much more, as we'll see. Now, there's a few ways you can use TensorFlow.js based on your familiarity with machine learning, JavaScript, or both. The first way is to use our pre-trained models. These are easy-to-use JavaScript classes that can be used for many common use cases. There are loads of situations where you don't need to train a brand new model from scratch and instead can leverage an existing one. So let's look at some of those. Here you can see several popular pre-made models available with TensorFlow.js. Things like object detection, body segmentation, which is the act of classifying each pixel in an image to determine if it belongs to the human body or not, or pose estimation to understand where the joints and skeleton might be. And we even have many natural language models to understand human language too. In fact, our new question and answer model allows you to ask a question on any piece of text, and it can automatically tell you which part of that text answers the question. Imagine using that on a really long web page to scroll automatically to where the information is located relevant to what you want to know. You can do that right now. And we've got many more models you can check out in the link shown. So let's see some of these in action. Now, first up is object detection. This model is using something called Coco SSD behind the scenes,